This is live outside of UCB Coffee Bar, reporting at Haley Wonders.
So here's the deal. I love traveling. I think that's pretty obvious by the fact that my channel is, well, a travel vlog. Colorful Colorado! So we've made it and we're tired.
Hello from Ireland.
So when we come in here, my travel bucket list is about 2 miles long and growing. And for whatever reason, nowhere on there could you find anywhere on the East Coast of the United States. So it got me thinking, why is it that I just have no desire to go here? And besides not good for van life, I couldn't really find a reason. So with it being July in Arizona, I figured that was a great excuse to get out of the state. And I just did about a week of research, picked 2 cities that I had friends in, and pretty soon I found myself on the other side of the country. Okay, this is the fit check. I just have jean shorts on. We are going to do some touristy things today. I think everyone holds judgments about certain places before they actually experience it. But the more I travel, the more I learn the importance of not judging a book by its cover. What I was expecting was an excess of people, concrete, and smells. And honestly, that's exactly what I got, but not in the way that I thought. Things were crowded, but that also made everything extremely convenient to get to. I didn't rent a car and I didn't need one. It was honestly more convenient to walk everywhere, which I don't feel like I get enough of on the West Coast. There were lots of people, but the ones that I encountered were really kind, and honestly, being around that many people made me feel not so alone, which is a feeling that I get a lot. I thought there would be concrete and trash everywhere, but honestly, there were a lot of green spaces and flowers just interspersed throughout the city, which created these beautiful little havens of nature, even in the middle of these huge bustling cities. The unraveling of my preconceived notions of the East Coast started in Washington, D.C. Unironically, DC reminded me a lot of the capital of Panem. Yes, from the Hunger Games.
And if we burn, you burn with us!
I mean, come on, just look at the subway system. Tell me that does not scream nuclear threat bunker. Hunger Games similarities aside, DC surpassed my expectations, with my favorite parts being the vastness of cultural representation, history, and abundance of bookstores. Just a couple weeks ago, I stayed in a hostel in San Diego, which has become one of my favorite experiences, so I decided to book a hostel for my stay in Boston. Seriously, I think I've been full-on converted to a hostel person because it was the perfect place to land for some downtime after DC. And this is the part where I keep it real with you. I got a very real taste of travel burnout the second I landed in Boston. This being my last trip of the summer after traveling almost every single weekend because I just wanted to go anywhere but Arizona all summer, I was pretty much running on fumes at this point. Traveling has become a huge part of my life, and I really like that, but feeling low on a trip is never ideal, and honestly not something that I experience very often. I try to honor what my body is telling me that I need, even if it takes away from the trip a little bit. So I spent an entire day in the hostel doing really boring things and just letting my body recharge a bit. Thankfully, that is exactly what I needed. There's a lot about Boston that I didn't know. Like, did you know that most of the city of Boston is actually on top of what was water, and then they just filled it in to build up rather than expanding west? That was crazy to me. Didn't know that was even like a real thing people could do. I mean, obviously Italy exists, but I don't know, I just never conceptualized it being an American thing. And almost everything I learned about Boston was thanks to the free tour that the hostel put on, which they do every single week. Another reason why hostels are honestly pretty amazing, which is why I'm probably never going to stop talking about them now. We walked the Freedom Trail while learning about the history of Boston, and honestly, it was a really long tour. I ended up leaving halfway through, and we may or may not have been caught in a downpour. But really, I don't think anything will ever beat seeing friends when you are traveling. Somehow, I ended up meeting with 5 of my friends in Boston, which really helped wildly in coming out of that like burnout feeling that I was getting. Sometimes it really is as simple as taking a yoga class and walking through the park with a friend. Now that I've gotten a taste of what the East Coast has to offer, my travel bucket list has grown longer, and my hope is that you give places a chance to before passing judgment on them. You may be surprised by a place, or maybe you won't be. Maybe you'll end up leaving with a conviction to never come back again. But in the end, you will have learned something, and that is what it is to be human. If you have made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. Seriously, only about 10% of viewers make it this far in the video, marking you as part of an exclusive club. So if you are still here, please drop a green heart down in the comments, and if you want to add something, tell me your favorite places on the East Coast. That can be cities, states, areas, whatever you guys have experienced that you really thought was outstanding in the East Coast. I would love to know about it. I think Maine is going to be next on my list for East Coast travel. I really want to see Acadia National Park, so if you have any tips on that place as well, please drop them down in the comments. I'm sure you already have, but make sure to like this video, subscribe, share my channel or this video with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
What's your next adventure, Alien Wanders?
My next adventure, unknown. Who's gonna be building my car? I need money for that first, so subscribe.
As she looks upon the nation's capital, the heart of her country, and the heart of her democracy.
Where's the door? Over here? Where is it? I know. Literally right here. Oh yeah.